on behalf of our staff, our deacons, priests, the Pope, and the entire Catholic world, a blessed Christmas to you and yours. One bit of housekeeping. Remember at the Creed, only twice in a year, that at the Creed where we usually bow, we will genuflect. So we'll get ready to kneel. And about a year ago at my old parish, someone asked me, "Father, why do we do this?" And every now and then things just sort of pop out of my mouth. And I said, I'm not this clever naturally, I said, the truth of God becoming man is so amazing that it makes us weak at the knees. So just follow my cue, we'll be good. Oh, and if you have bad knees, it's okay, just keep standing. I entered the sacristy, I put on my vestments, I grabbed the chalice, faced the sacristy crucifix, bowed, and started walking to the altar. All of these actions I had done before, but this time it was different. You see, this time I was actually in Bethlehem. Holding my chalice, I had to cross a church, a big one. I had to go down a set of rickety stairs, go through a really small doorway, down even more steps. This time these were slippery marble steps. And finally, I was in a tiny cave. The cave. It can tightly fit 30 people in it. Now, the exact spot where Jesus was born is too sacred even to celebrate Mass on it. And also too sacred is the stone feeding trough where the baby God was laid for his nap. But between these two spots is an altar built over the place where the Magi knelt. So we use that altar. And at this moment it was just myself, and Father Caliente was graciously acting as my altar server. Now, obviously, I was very, very excited, right? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to offer Mass in the cave where our Lord was born. It was not easy to reserve, right? A lot of priests want to say Mass there. And the prayers that you say when you come there as a pilgrim are the same prayers that we're saying today, with one exception. Whenever you hear the phrase, Jesus' birth, or born in Bethlehem, I would have to say, Jesus' birth here, or, oh Jesus who was born here in Bethlehem. And yet, I no sooner make the sign of the cross at the beginning of Mass, when a horde of tourists, not pilgrims, tourists, enter that sacred cave. I now know that there is an echo in that sacred cave, because the horde were all chit-chatting, clicking their cameras, and chit-chatting some more. Not to single an ethnicity out, but the language was definitely German. As I read the prayers and the readings, and they keep talking, I find myself getting louder and louder and sadly, sorry Lord, angrier and angrier. They didn't take the hint. We read the gospel, the creed, even the consecration, still the loud echoing German. I receive Holy Communion. The divine infant is inside me. And then it finally hits me that I have one more weapon left. I start singing. One verse of a Christmas carol was all it took, and they were quiet. Why do I tell this story? Forewarned is forearmed. The tourists are going to invade Christmas. Maybe not my Germans, but other tourists, invisible ones. They will remind your aunt and uncle about an old grudge, or worse, about a family tragedy that happened this year or last. Squabbles over family Christmas presents. That noise is insidious. What do we do? I dare you. Just start singing the same song that I did. Which song? Brothers and sisters, Silent Night.